As part of the city's Department of Detention and Enforcement, the animal control officer naturally enforces laws. But the reality of this undertaking might surprise you. Mike Fielding knows this better than most. His 36-year-plus tenure actually precedes the department itself, falling under the jurisdiction then of the Las Vegas Police Department. Today, 13 officers and 2 supervisors cover a ballooned city limit. In fact, with 20 calls in queue, we had to track them down just for a chat.
This is where we assist every law enforcement agency there is. We do homicide scenes, we do dope raids, we assist in evictions. Wherever there are animals and Metro needs to gain entry or they need our assist, then we have to be there. Same with the fire department. We're on fires all the time because unfortunately people have animals, their animals die in the fire. Your health and welfare checks, you have the fire department going in to see if something's okay with an elderly. They have big dogs, they can't get in. That's us, we have to go there. Again, we're probably the most diversified you run. This area here, we have the occasional big kitty that walks down, and it's more than occasional. We have a lot of mountain lions that hit the streets. Fortunately, we've had no human injury or livestock damage or anything, so we don't have to destroy them. When we capture them, we'll just release them back out in a different area. But these areas here, coyotes, bobcats, all urban wildlife, that's us. Fish and game comes out at times, but for the most part, it's us. Hello, animal control. You called about a cat-like creature in your backyard?
Keen eye that I have, I immediately spot the jaguar in the driveway. Apparently not the cat we're looking for.
Well, we have some pretty good-sized kitties that roam the area, so let me go back and look. Chances are the cat's not gonna, whatever it is probably gone. Go to here. Area over here, you can see where something's been sleeping, but it sounds to me like you maybe had a fox in your backyard, and that was the noise that you were hearing, because the fox come in here, and unfortunately part of their diet are cats, and they go looking for cats.
This is apparently good news to at least one member of the family. Like, where's the downside here?
We are kept quite busy. There is no doubt about that.
I'm still blown away. There's 2 people on the street right now.
That's it.
That's it. For your calls, for Metro's calls, for the fire department's calls, for all the
constables, you name it, yes. We regulate all of the exotics in the community. If you had an African lion walking on the street, that's us that they call. The same with tigers, leopards, wolves. We have an area, matter of fact, this area here, probably any square mile that you come to has a lion, a leopard, tiger, because in the old days we allowed them to have these things under permits. And the majority of the people have never violated those permits, and as long as they don't, we still allow them to keep these animals. The town's growing now to a point that this may come to an end down the road, but right now it's not. I've been telling people for the last 30 plus years, the day goes by fast and nothing's ever the same. It can be a dog just running loose, it can be a lion running loose. It can be somebody like I just showed you the pictures that were mauled, and it can be somebody who, will call you saying they have a vicious dog, you'll get out there, and it'll be an 8-week-old puppy that growls at them. But again, it's a fun job, it's an interesting job. We deal with every aspect of the human race. Metro goes after people who have, rapists, murderers, and so on. We deal with these same people, except 90% of the time we don't know that that's what they're wanted for. I had a man on a dog bite who started giving me problems, so I just backed off, called Metro as the assist. They came out, the guy was wanted for 2 counts of armed bank robbery in California. Because he argued with me, he went back to jail, and he's probably still there to this day. But these are the people we deal with, and the majority of them know we're not armed. So therefore they take their aggression sometimes a little bit further than they would if we were armed. We have the weapons that we need if we have to have them. This unit here is equipped with tranquilizer weapons and things like that in case we do have to use it. And then if we need other things, we do have that at our disposal also. We can go over to an animal hospital that somebody has dropped off an animal there and pick up the dog.
How about I take them, and then you don't have to take them to the shelter?
Well, see, this is something people have to understand also. As well-meaning as you are, when you find an animal on the street, by law, you either have to take it down to the lead animal shelter and or call us, because if you take, even though you're well-meaning, and find a new home for it, if there is an owner out there and he finds out you did that, unfortunately, you can be charged with theft of personal property. If the animal is of a certain value, it actually can be a felony.
The dog is microchipped.
Okay, great.
And through lead, but we couldn't get any information.
Well, we can do it when we get there at lead.
Okay. It was running around up here.
Okay, well, hopefully we can find Mom and Dad. And come here, sweet pea. Hi, baby. What are you doing here?
Precious dog.
Oh, they're great dogs.
I think it looks like it's probably boxer.
Yeah. Okay, well, oh, you're giving me lovin's now? Yes, you're a pretty baby. Oh, we'll find a Mom and Dad for you. Yes, we will. Did you pretty baby? Yes, you are.
What's the weirdest thing you picked up?
Well, you know what I tell people? I tell them, name it. I actually had to chase an ostrich, and I'll tell you what, this thing was actually 9 foot to the top. We chased him, and you know how we ended up getting him to stop? These vehicles have backup alarms. And we were chasing him, and he turned to run, and I threw it in reverse, and as soon as he heard this backup alarm, it put him into his breeding mode. Now he stopped and started walking around my truck, fluffing his wings up, looking at me like, you know, I'm a cute little guy, come on out here, and that's how we ended up getting him. We actually had a guy trying to hide an elephant from us. We were talking to him about a complaint that here was an elephant on his property. He was out by Tule Springs, and as we looked through his door, we saw this elephant going back by the slider, and a trainer was walking it back and forth. We had a man with a 14-foot alligator in his pool with no fence around his pool. His word to us when we asked him what he was doing, he stated, "This is my property. If anybody falls in, it's their fault." Well, unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. He no longer has the 14-foot gator.
Really?
18-foot python that weighed 200 plus pounds. It belonged to a stripper. This was her prop on the stage. It took 5 of us to pick this thing up, but yet this was her baby, as she called it. These are things that are very common. We get a lot of exotics. People, they know that most of them are not allowed, so they try to bring them in without us knowing, but unfortunately, it doesn't take long for a neighbor to hear a lion roar or some kind of weird animal out back, and they look and hear something looking back at them that, you know, they don't like the idea. About a year ago, my first call, elk horn in Jones, a brown bear running down the middle of the street.
Okay, we know that didn't come out of the hills yet.
No, it came from Montana. The guy had brought it in and it got loose from him, and you know, we took care of the problem. But these are the things that we run into. Well, when you look at my body, Rambo doesn't have anything I don't have. I have more scars than the average person should have. There's no doubt about that.
The job's way more macho than I thought. I mean, if cops with guns can't go into a house because there's a dog there, so they call you?
Well, you know, you do laugh about that because the majority of these men are huge. The people we deal with are the narcotic officers, things like this. You're looking at men 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", 200 plus pounds, armed to the hilt, and they literally will peek around the corner to see if you've got the dog. So
To a stray animal licensed with the city, our Rambo/dog whisperer has a surprise, a ride home. If you find one of these on your door, better ask Fido or Fifi what happened while you were out. You can learn more about the city's Ticket Home program at our website, lasvegasnevada.gov. I also called the lead shelter about the stray dog in our story, and they gladly let me know that they'd had better luck with that microchip, and they're trying to reunite him with his owners. If not, he'll be made available for adoption, and yes, they do accept what is called last chance arrangements, in case nobody takes him. And if you see my husband, well, that's probably another Sherry Singer's name on that last chance notation.